endurance with speed and strength for athletic success. All right, so the main goal is that we're going to show you guys how to fuse endurance with speed and strength for athletic success. And what I want to do is I want to try and paint a picture of the individual that we would be programming for. I I'm like, I've been going back and forth because I think you could argue that this could be a wrestler. Um, I think you could argue that somebody who's just trying to be in shape. I think you could argue it's also theoretically. Honestly, I would go with those two because you could say soccer or lacrosse, but I want to keep it as simple as possible and just make it. Let's say that we're programming for um, somebody that is genuinely just trying to be as strong, as fast, and have the best endurance possible. So um, let's go. Let's go with this. I'm going to show you guys how I'm going to do this because I think it's going to be pretty fun if we go through this entire thing here. Okay, so let's save that. And I'm going to share my screen with you right now. Program writing. Okay, so I'm going to go through here. Okay, so let's just pretend that we're on a 5-day week. And let's say that we have an athlete. And if what you see on the screen right now, we're going to build up on this. Maybe I'll move this over so it's over here just for the time frame. Oh, shoot. I probably shouldn't have done that, but okay, there we go. Okay, so now let's start off with endurance. Okay, so we're going to edit this, and I want to get into day one endurance work. Let's say this athlete, start by building your workout by adding. Let's go in here. Let's actually not build the warm up. Let's just go right into the workout. So let's go cardio. Let's go running. Okay, so let's go into running and let's do one set of 5.5 miles, zone 2. Okay, so this is going to be part of this. Okay, so this is going to be in there. Then we're going to go back and we're going to have this lower body strength workout built out. Okay, and now if we have an individual here, okay, and what I would argue is let's say the main goal when you're doing something like endurance and strength and speed is that I believe you need to, like, genuinely you need to have endurance in a separate session. Like, endurance training needs to either be like early morning or 2 to 3 hours after a strength or a speed workout. Otherwise, what ends up happening is unless the endurance is like just the workout, the endurance is going to have a negative impact on the metabolic pathways for recovery. Okay, so then that's going to impede on strength and speed work. So in my case, and I'm gonna like try and lay out how they would execute this daily. So now let's go into, let's say that this person likes to power snatch. Sounds like it might be me. Let's say that they're trying to get as explosive as possible. Let's do 3 sets of 3 for 4 sets. And let's finish at 92% of their best triple. Okay, so that's the first exercise. Let's get to next exercise. Let's go back squat, pause. Okay, pause, back squat. So let's do triples here. Okay, triple here. And I'm starting to be more of a fan of when we're warming up, you're just like, you don't even care like about time. It's like boom, boom, boom. 5 squats, go. 5 squats, go. You're warming up. It doesn't need to be crazy heavy. Okay, and I'm just getting more and more inclined to be that way. just because of the fact that it's a warm-up. It shouldn't be overly complex. Okay, so let's go 7 reps each side. Let's keep the intensity lower, 88%. Let's go 5 here. Okay. I'm going to go down here, and I'm going to link this together. So this is that leg strength workout, and we're going to go through how you can have an endurance session, okay, and a strength session combined. And this is here, the big key is that you keep this part easy. If you're watching here on the screen, you can see that single leg RDL, pretty simple. And then that last thing I want to do is I'm going to do a bilateral movement, my favorite. And honestly, this is basically what I do almost every single Sunday, is I almost always finish with reverse hypers, almost always. Okay, so we're looking at running 1 set by 5.5 miles, zone 2. That, think about that as like 9.5 minute miles to I don't know, 10-minute miles maybe. Okay, so upper body strength workout. Okay, so now I want to go into day 2. I'm going to come back here, and I want to add a workout, and I'm going to put in another workout. Let's call it endurance. Let's call it endurance threshold. Okay, so we're going to get here. So this day is going to be a little bit more complex. So we're going to do a warm-up, and then let's go into some assault bike, okay, fan bike. Okay, so we're going to get on here. I'm going to go right here. Let's actually go back. Let's delete this. And let's go. Let's say that this interval is 5 minutes. 0, 5, 0, 0. Let's say we hold that around zone 4 to 5. And then let's say that we get through and we do, let's do this 4 times. I actually did this week and it crushed me. Ideally, when you're doing this, rest period would be 2 minutes. Ideally, when we would be doing this, actually, I think I did this poorly. Let's do this. Add interval. Okay. All right. So ideally, when we would be doing this, your heart rate would get up to, for me, my max heart rate's around 190. I would get up to like 170 to 175. Okay. Now I'm going to get into that upper body. We got the warm-up that I want to focus on here. Warm-up that we do every single day that I've just been slaughtering. Let's go behind the neck push press, one of my favorites. Sets of 4. And then let's just do 3 sets, okay? And we'll finish at like a 90% of my best set of 4. Okay, so that's going to help us feel explosive. Let's go dumbbell bench. You know, remember, we got to try and be as strong as possible. So let's do a set of 9. Let's go 7s. And then 1 set of 12 here. Okay. So we're going to do dumbbell bench. We're going to have a pretty freaking strong dumbbell bench. Let's get into some pull-ups. Everybody loves doing pull-ups, right? I hope everybody's doing close grip pull-ups. Let's hit some close grip pull-ups. One of the big things with close grip pull-ups is that I've always felt that a ton in my rear delts, like an absolute ton. And it's like sometimes when I'm talking with people, it's like, yo, you ever think about doing rear delt work on a pull-up? This is the way to do it. Now, I wanted to bring this up is that if we're doing like an endurance session and there's going to be later in the day. So in my mind, it's like, let's theoretically pretend that you get to the gym or something, or you go to you go to the gym, or you have your basement, you got your assault bike, your fan bike, you go down, I'm doing 5 sets of 4 minutes on, or 4 sets of 5 minutes on. I'm going to rest for 2 minutes. It's going to take me 30 minutes. Dude, that's a freaking killer workout. And then 3 to 4 hours later, I'm going to go to the gym and lift. Okay. And maybe it's even later in the day. But then we're going to do with that lower body strength or the upper body strength. Then I want to do some type of almost like I would do just like a bison triset. So it's like, let's go Miracle Grow, which everybody's going to get slaughtered by, for 12. Let's just do 3 sets. Let's do Zotman curls. Let's do incline. And then let's go one more ghost face kickbacks. All time absolute amazing tricep pump. And here's the thing is, like, look at how easy this is. Okay, so think about this. This is the day we go into the weight room for upper body right here. Okay, what's up, Joshua? So I go in, and that's what my whole upper body lift looks like. But I'd hit this 4 by 5 minute interval session on the fan bike here. Okay, zone 4 to zone 5. Like, that's earlier in the day, or it's in the evening. You know, you do this upper body strength workout earlier in the day, and then you do the endurance stuff in the evening. Now, athlete work. Let's say that I want to add a workout here. I'm going to build it from scratch. I'm going to call this LSD. Let's go more endurance. Okay, so if I go here, okay, I'm going to add this. Let's see here. Build from scratch. LSD. Endurance work. Why is this not showing up on my... I hope I didn't screw that. Oh, maybe I got to do this. Okay. There we go. There we go, Dane. Once you learn how to use this properly, you're going to be a lot smarter. Okay, so now we're going easy LSD. I'm going to edit this workout. Okay, so I'm going to come in. I want to add to the workout. I want to go run again. Okay, and I think one of the biggest parts about running, going distance running, is like, especially as a bigger dude, is that if you accept like you say 6 to 8 months, I'm going to spend on the rower, I'm going to spend on the assault bike, I'm going to go on treadmills, and I'm going to slowly build into 20 to 30 miles a week, you're going to be good. Okay, you're going to be good. So let's go 7 miles here. It should be relatively slow. Let's go into that athlete day. Okay, so athlete day, let's go. We have PVC pipe walks in the actual program, in the actual workout. So let's get into, or in the warm up now, let's get into my 100% favorite currently. Okay, so we go here, and let's add. A lot of people discount just doing a standard box jump, but if we're going to talk about doing box jumps and we say, like, look, you got to land tall. You can't do a box jump and get away with landing all the way fully squatted. Okay, we want to do something that's a little bit, bent knee, or no bent knee at all. Literally no bent knee. Love the side skips. Let's go 25 yards. Hard. Okay. Let's come down here. Let's add in, let's go actually pound. Ooh, this is awesome. I love this. Sync these up, and I'm going to do one more because remember, we also did a workout earlier. And I think that's one of the hardest parts of endurance training is that when you're doing endurance-based work, it's like making sure that you're not completely slaughtering yourself. Okay, so let's get into last thing here. Hurdle hops with mini hurdles. I'm going 6 sets. So a lot of people will complain that when we're training, so it's like, okay, this here we got here listed, we're gonna go out for a 7-mile run. You get the run done, you do your mobility, okay? After you get the run done, you come back in, you eat some breakfast, you go to work, you go to school, whatever it is. You're recovering for the next 2 to 4 hours. You're recovering longer than that, but now you spend the next 2 to 4 hours, and then it's like, okay, earlier in the afternoon then, or later in the afternoon, I feel pretty good. I'm going to go get an athlete day done. And what's interesting is I think if we're separating those days, it makes it a lot easier. I did want to point out that there are instances where if you do like a endurance workout, let's say you go on the rower and you hold, let's say you hold like 30 strokes per minute for like 15 minutes. A lot of people who have like some sense of endurance work, they'll almost get a buzz. They'll start to get like this feeling of like, oh wow, I'm starting to get like a little bit of a buzz from doing this. It's a pretty good warm up. And what ends up happening is there's this larger release of nitric oxide, and people start to feel really good. And then in turn, they're ready. They could go lift. They could go get some lifting done. So it's an interesting thing to do. At least I think it is, that ends up being productive before a lift, but most cases separate the endurance from the lifting day. Okay, so now we're going to get into that hypertrophy day. Okay, so if I'm thinking about really with the hypertrophy stuff, what we're trying to do is target some weak points and just gain some size. Okay, and I'm gonna do this. I'm going to add a workout here. So I'm going to go back. This is going to be our speed day. Okay. So we're going to go here. Speed day. Now we'll go here. My favorite. Let's warm up with some hill skips. Hill skips. Okay. If you guys watched our hill training video, you saw us doing some of this stuff. Okay, so we got those hill skips here. And we're going to go into some hill sprints. I want to get 7. Perfect. Okay. So this is going to be our speed day here. Slaughtering that. Then we're going to come back to hypertrophy day. Now, this is where we're going to get some big time upper body work done. Of course, incline dumbbell bench. Dumbbell benching. Here we go. Dude, and this is the thing, like a workout like this one I'm building right now, if you did this today, you're going to get so freaking pumped. Like, just stupid swole. Minimal rest. Oops, let's go one more. Let's go here. Link these together. Now here comes the cool part. let's go back in and say, okay, we did the incline. Let's throw in a drag curl. 17 reps of drag curls. Okay, we're going to add another banded tricep push down, 25. Good. And like even something this simple, it's crazy how easy this is. Let's link this together. And then finally, I'm going to do one more thing here. Let's go push-ups. Okay, and let's just go 50 reps. Add 2 sets. A lot of people are like, what? 50 reps? Yes. Just do 50 reps. Literally, just do 50 reps of push-ups. And all of a sudden, guess what? You're dummy pumped. So we get the speed day done. And this would be like, I would argue that you could hit this speed day and then do the lift afterwards, but I still think it's better to have that separation, because when you have the separation, you have better recovery, and then you're going to feel better when you go in and get that pump. Now, let's build off this. We got a full body strength day. Okay, so when I'm thinking about a full body strength day, this is more so, based off of the running I've been doing here, based off of some of the endurance work. I'm going to say here, okay, I'm going to make this argument that I think the full body strength day should basically have, it should pretty much be all geared towards like simple movements. So I want to add a workout, and I'm going to make this a long endurance. Okay, so we're going to try and get 180 to 240 minutes of endurance work for this person. I don't know why this is. There we go. Okay, so now we're going to go back here. Let's edit this. Guess what we're going to do? We're running. Not only are we running, we're running 10 miles. 10 miles. Zone 2, zone 3. Get it done. 10 miles. Okay? Then I'm going to get into that full body strength. One of my favorites for this. Right there. Okay? Easy. Remember, we're thinking about how to make the body as basically structurally sound as possible. Okay? From all the running. Let's add in reclining row. Okay? So we're going to get that done. Link these together. Go here. If you've never done rotating rows or rotating presses, I highly, highly recommend them. I absolutely love them. Okay, we got 3 there. Here. Okay. Let's add in alternating V-ups. Right here. This. And then let's add in ring pull-ups. Actually, I'm going to delete this. Watch this. Spanish squats. 3 sets. Get it done. So this full body strength day, we're going to do a long run here, and then we're going to come in and do a lot of lighter stuff. Some of this single leg squat. I might even make this even easier. So now we have some simple single leg squats with some reclining rows, some rotating presses, alternating V-ups, Spanish squats. Freaking awesome workout right there. And you're doing this after some long endurance. I put in here run 10 miles, but obviously you've got to be at a point to be able to handle that. And the cool part too is that as you go through and you log them, how long it takes you to get the mileage done, well, now you have an idea based off of that, moving forward. And I think like when we look at the actual template here, okay, so if we're thinking about fusing some type of endurance work, so we can see this was the easy run, this is the fan bike. That was a 7-mile run. This is a hill sprint. This is a 10-mile run. Like, dude, you're going to get a lot of good work done. And then later on in the days, you do these things. And the way your week gets laid out, I would probably look at this and be like, all right, the way I would lay this out in a week would then be, let's say this is Sunday and this is Monday and this is Tuesday. Take off Wednesday. This is Thursday, Friday. Honestly, I've always liked having that long run on a Saturday, but that would probably be dependent upon the individual and what they want to do. But this is like a real classic way to just sort of combine both of your resistance training and your endurance work along with your strength work. So let me know if you guys have questions about that. I was hoping that this would help you see, me just laying out one full phase. And this is actually going to be, this is for a program that I'm probably going to start to follow myself personally. Probably in the future here, probably pretty close, pretty soon. So I'm trying to find. There we go. Okay. Now, if we get into, nobody's asking me any questions. So this is another big factor here too, is that once we get to the next point, now we're looking at, okay, lower body strength, lower body mobility. Again, hammer that mobility. Make sure that you're getting everything done with the endurance work, but that would take us into the comprehension phase, which is like the next big portion. Does anybody have any questions on this stuff? Because this is something that I think, for me, it's fun. For me, it's like molding those together is important. And I think if you're a normal person and you're not from like wrestling, if you're not from gymnastics, if you're not from CrossFit, your volume might be a little bit lower. I think some athletes, some older athletes would see this and be like, wow, this is pretty easy. It's not that hard. Like that, they probably have decent work capacity behind them. And other athletes it might be even more challenging because the volume is higher. So we just got to make sure that we are aware of that, and comprehend that facet. Okay, so if we go here, just trying to think through endurance threshold work. So the threshold works, even that's pretty intense here. Just trying to check through everything. Okay. All right, I'm hoping you guys can take this. You guys can use it today. You can use it for the week. You can use it for the month. You can fuse together that endurance work with the strength work, with that speed work. And remember that speed work's here. I would do that speed work probably before the hypertrophy day. Make sure you're getting in that endurance work. And I think that the biggest rule of thumb is that if you can sprint, like actual, as an older person, if you could sprint something like 60 minutes a week, so that might look like anywhere between 5 and 15 sprints that are around 25 to 40 meters, okay? And then if you could do 3 to 4 resistance-based training days, that's going to help. And then if you could do 180 to 240 minutes of endurance work, you get in the sauna. This is a lot of work. It's a lot. But if you set that time to the side, it's going to help you. You're going to be able to plan and prepare. And then ultimately, you're going to be healthier. And if you're an athlete that's an endurance strength athlete, this is going to be a freaking huge one for you to attain that success. And so we're going to try and do some more of these too. I want to probably build out another 2 phases of this specific program, and then just keep moving forward for you guys. And you could use this. It's going to be in peak strength soon, probably within the next 4 weeks, so you can use it on the back end as well. All right, until next time, peace.